now we got Jammers in the studio. Yes, Jammers.
Respect Minty, respect the family, respect the ancestors. Older Avi as well, also Mantis. Everybody's been supporting the book and the Speakers Club. Glad to be here once again, and some outstanding guests you've been having recently been blowing my mind, and I think you've been blowing all the listeners' minds as well with what's been coming out of this show, Minty.
Yes, I give thanks, King. I just want to pick up 379. Greetings, keep up the positive talking all the time. Bless Rastafari, enough respect, Jessica. I hope you're well. See the things working now, sis. So, big up you, your baby. Hope she's well. Your two sisters, mum, the whole family. I know you're family orientated, so big up the family, Jessica. Yeah, enough respect. All right. Yeah, bro. Give thanks. The guests. That's just the true face of the community, innit? So. We're not doing anything. We're just giving our people a platform so that they can shine, and rightly so. You know what I mean? So go on, bro. You want to talk?
First, I'm still recovering from last week with Brooklyn, because there was some higher science there. I'm just about recovered from that. He was switching on and knocking out light bulbs at the same time, and he just showed that the essence of being in relation to our nature is our key to our survival on this planet, is our relationship to nature, and our state of consciousness as well is a key requirement to be able to function on this planet. And the principle, as I was looking at, the principle to consciousness is how our senses perceive the elements. That is the key to being conscious. Is how our senses perceive the elements. And the element, the root word is spirit, and ment is the mind. So basically, every element has got a spirit that stimulates your mind. And the only way that you can be consciousness is that you have to have the same nature in you. So to be conscious of the fire, you have to have the fire element in you, which is the eye, which sees the light, which relates to the fire. To be conscious of the wind, you have to have the wind element in you, which is your breath. So your breath relates to the breath of nature, and through that meeting, that's how you have the consciousness of wind. To be conscious of water, in your taste, everything that you taste has to dissolve, which is the water element. So basically, to be conscious of water, you have to have water in you, and then you have matter. Matter is made of the body, and to be conscious of matter or earth, you have to have matter in you, which your body, when your body makes contact with another matter of the earth, then you're conscious of the matter. So this is consciousness, is our ability. We have the nature of nature, and this is how we become conscious.
And it's about observation, basically, of nature, to understand that we are of nature, as opposed to being separate and distinct.
Yeah, there's two elements. One is observation, is where you work by comparison, where you see, you analyze, and you can see your aspect, how you relate to the other, everything around you. And the other element of consciousness is identification, where you can identify, through you having the same element within you, you can identify with the elements around you. And so that's the two forms of reacting to consciousness.
So it's going back to our African culture again, that we are not in the universe, but the universe is within us. So everything in the universe is already within us, basically. That's what it's saying.
That's right, and everything in the universe flows through us. So basically, as I said, we're powered by sunlight. We have sunlight powering through us, and it's our relationship with the plants. We complement nature. We're not separated from nature. We are nature.
We are nature, absolutely. Like you said, bro. The breath of life. Breath is the wind, is the breath we breathe, and the food, the earth is the food. The four elements: the breath, air. Food is the earth, the matter. The fire is the heat in our bodies, and the water. Well, we're 70% water, so we have to have a flow. We're water beings, essentially. We have to have a flow of water going through us all the time. And the fifth element is the airspace, consciousness, if you like, which is we are also very much part of that. And in fact, there's nothing out there that is not in the human body.
That's right. We have all the minerals and all the vitamins we have, and also there's an element of water in everything. There's an element of air in everything. There's an element of fire in everything. So we're just complete. We are just one turn, and we are one. That is the real universal nature of us.
Well, 75% of the sun at least is hydrogen, and water is made up of 2 parts of hydrogen. So it's funny. It's a fundamental, it's a compound chemical in the universe, hydrogen. Lots of things are made up with hydrogen compounds in them. So you're right. Water is the exhalate of life, basically, man.
That's right. Water replenishes. It replenishes, and they don't tell you. They say about oxygen. They don't really want to tell you about the nitrogen, because the nitrogen which they use in fertilizer and they use in explosives. That's our power to animate. It's based of nitrogen. It's based of the unit of lumina, which is actually fire. We are luminaries. We are the luminaries. We are not ill. We're not ill luminatis. We are the luminaries. We basically breathe in and take in the elements of fire. Also, it's made up of the unit of candela. Candela actually really is intelligence. So we're taking in intelligence, and we're taking in fire, and we're taking in oxygen, which is our ability to replenish ourselves and our source of regeneration and strength.
Okay. All right. So do you want to talk about the book anyway, bro? Or are you gonna?
Yeah. Well, basically the book actually, because the original use of language is I would say there's four applications towards language. One is the primary, which I will talk about later. After the primary is the first. So the first use of words or language is to communicate, to exchange ideas. So basically, this is language developed in the way of communicating and exchanging ideas. The secondary use of language was now administration, laws, and governing rules and regulations. Then the third element of language now became control, manipulation, and propaganda. So basically, but there's a primary use of language. The primary use of language is in relation to the hieroglyphs. Is where the symbols were used to evoke our relationship with our oneness with nature. So the symbols, when you go through the symbols one by one, you can see a workable platform. It's perfect action in relation to perfect thought. This was the essence of the original nature of the hieroglyphs. So we could perform at a higher level. If you look at the facts and the evidence, if you look what happened in ancient Kemet and Kush, you can see that there was an extraordinarily high level of performance that took place for the peoples at that time to build the structures and the artwork and the sciences that they was capable of doing. It is through this ability that they developed, and part of the accessing of that ability was through the signs and the symbols and interpretation of them, which is the language of the Medu Neter, so-called hieroglyphics, which I will deal with in the book as well and talk about tonight.
Okay, so the ancestors made symbols out of nature then, basically, because all the symbols are natural things anyway, aren't they, bro?
That's correct, because basically what they realized is to pass on this information, you had to, the best way of passing it on was in a picture or was in a story. So the picture, just like they use photography now, or you use your smartphone to take a picture, the picture is the best way of passing on the information. So the original symbols was pictures and stories to pass on the information of how to invoke your higher nature, your connection with your elements. This was done through the hieroglyphics. I'll give you an example. For instance, the first sound that you make, the first is is air coming into your body, is by the physical makeup of our body. The sound that we make to take in there is the sound, and then the symbol for the sound in the hieroglyphics or the Medu Neter is the vulture. The vulture simulates flight, also air, and what the vulture does when it takes food, it eats the food just before it turns poison, before the food turns poison, before the food oxidizes. So it's symboling the regeneration of air within our body. It symbolizes breath. So the first symbol in the hieroglyphic relates to our nature of breath. The second symbol, after you've taken in the air, also if you look at the Phoenician alphabet, you'll see the ox. So the breathing, our breathing can control internally our sense of time, our emotion, and our strength. So just by breathing, just by controlling of your breathing, you could, in your relation with the element, you're taking control of your breathing. So you're taking control of your timing, your power, and your emotion. After you've done your breath, you see the second hieroglyph is the foot. So once you're able to master your breathing, then you stand in the way that you want to perform an action. So if you want to be a king, you stand like a king. If you want to be powerful, you stand powerful. If you want to be smart, you stand like a smart person will start. So it's a simple formula for perfect action. After the B, you'll see the basket, and you'll see the folded, I think it's a folded blanket. So basically, the basket signifies after you've taken in the air and you've regenerated your energy, you stand like a king. Is how you carry yourself. So the basket symbolizes carrying yourself outwardly. So and then the folded blanket stimulates what you carry within. So it stimulates motion and emotion. So by controlling your air, you control the way you stand. You control how your emotions and your motions can proceed forward. Simple.
Yeah, that sounds that simple. That Jessica says, big up Jessica from Camden, yeah, says, could you save her a copy of the book?
That's right. If you could just text me, Jessica, on this number, and other listeners, if you're interested in the book as well, it's 07497 069 702. Once again, it's 07497 069 702, and just text me your name and Ras Minty, and you'll get your discount. And also, the book is once again entitled Etymology, the Roots of Words, and this is what we did. We used the symbols to invoke our higher nature.
Okay, that's great, man. I'm going to read that number out again, Jessica. The number is, this is if you want a copy of Jammer's book. The number is, in fact, read it out and read it out slowly, yeah?
Right. The book is entitled Etymology, the Roots of Words. Once again, etymology, the roots of words. Etymology really means the truth of words. So, and you can order your copy of the book now on 07497 069 702. Once again, it's 07497 069 702 to order your copy of Etymology, the Roots of Words. And I was just using the power of breath to express how you can control your power of breath, your timing, your strength, and your energy. Thank you, Minty.
Okay, the toilet is just round there, Jammers, if you want to go, yeah? So hurry up, yeah? Got to keep the studio tidy. All right, Jammers, that's good stuff anyway, yeah? So, we've got this event coming up anyway, man, so do you want to wax lyrical about that?
Yeah, also
this Sunday.
This Sunday as well. This is a part of our liberation, is mastering the ability to communicate. So basically, there's different styles of communication, and we've formed our own speakers club with our own rules and regulations, and to suit our nature and our identity and our reality. So basically, you can come down, practice your speaking skills, exchange numbers, network, yeah, and it's taking place this Sunday, the 30th of July 2017. Time 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. with live performances on the night by BAP. The venue is Bernie Grant Arts Centre, Town Hall Approach Road, N15 4RX. And if you like free admission for the first 10, we'll give you free admission. Just text once again the number 07497 069 702. Once again, the Speakers Club taking place this Sunday. It's entitled The Heart of Hostling, Sunday the 30th of July 2017. Time 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. Venue, the Bernie Grant Arts Centre, Town Hall Approach Road, N15 4RX.
Lovely jubbly. Okay, so the hotline number, if you want to speak to Jammers, ask him a question or call in, is 07539 602 999. That's 07539 602 999. I want to pick up Posey in Birmingham. Enough respect. Pick up you and Ezra every single time. I hope you're very well and you're locked in. Okay, so we want to pick up Rat Elements, who says, bless up Kings, great vibes. Thank you very much, Rat Elements, man, and thank you for your always upful and positive messages. Enough respect, King. Okay, this is from 436. Greetings, Ras Minty and DS Jammers. Great show as per usual. I'm looking to come to your event on Sunday and buy one of Jammer's new books too, from Jermaine Peckham. Jermaine is a fan of the show and a supporter, I should say, and he comes to the events and brings his family and his big up Jermaine's mum if you're listening, and his brothers. Enough respect, Jermaine, and thank you for your continual support, my brother. So Jermaine is a supporter.
Respect for that. And
every time, King.
I'll be saving your copy. Also, what I'm going to be doing as well, lessons private. If you want one-to-one lessons and reasonings as well, you can contact me as well. It's a one family thing. And again, once again, the number is 07497 069 702. So if you want to interact and reason about what we're talking about in the book, you can also call, feel free, or text, because this is what we're doing. We're liberating ourselves. We're not waiting for anybody to come with old here and the old man. The old man's not going to help us now. It's our new spirit that we need to revitalize and resurrect ourselves as a nation.
That's right, bro. Garvey called it the new Negro back in the day. It wasn't that quivering black man who's gonna just allow like the KKK to come into the community and box down our people. Those days are over. It's an upright black man who's standing firm, man, every time. Okay, bro, so this is from Brother Curtis. Evening, brothers. Haile Selassie was one of the misunderstood figures in this history. His critics were the cowards who stood and done nothing rather than help the imperial king. And yeah, brother, you're absolutely right. I think that a lot of people... I remember a guy in Liverpool, he was from Ghana. Lovely guy he was. He was a lovely brother. But he didn't have a good word to say about Haile Selassie. So I, like I did today, just showed him a number of little speeches he made and what he said. And by the end of him, the next day, he's ringing me up saying, I want to be a Ras Minty. So I'm thinking, that's the power of word sound. So it's about really understanding and knowing Haile Selassie's works and what he was trying to achieve with Ethiopia and in Africa in general. And I think that a lot of lies and mistruths are told about the king. And you know, for me, he was a great guy. He did a lot of good things. He tried to help people. He developed the first constitution in Ethiopia. He didn't have to. He stopped slavery. He didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot of great things. He developed the first proper roads in Ethiopia. He developed improved health system because there was better roads. We could have access to more remote parts of Ethiopia, which wasn't up until that point. His Majesty, there was no good road system in Ethiopia. So His Majesty done a lot of things, and also schools, more schools. He developed education was very important to Haile Selassie. So you're right, Brethren, he didn't want to see African people in chains again. And remember, Ethiopia wasn't colonized, but he still was willing to put his neck out for other Africans on the continent. You know what I'm saying? So it was all about black people Haile Selassie was dealing with, and a lot of people get that confused. So yeah, man, Haile Selassie is a great character, a great historical character, and Ethiopia has got a great history. The Battle of Adwa in 1896, where the Ethiopians beat the Italians, and I don't think it was the first time in African history that Africans had beat Europeans in mainland Africa, because I'm sure the Zulus beat the British, but I think it was quite a convincing victory, the Battle of Adwa. So yeah, His Majesty is very much misunderstood, brethren, and I think, like a lot of African leaders, people always try to present lies and negativity about this brother instead of just telling the truth, you know. So yeah, we're just trying to present the truth about His Majesty King, you know what I mean, and not lie, speak his own words, and there's nothing you can't test that, his own word sound. It's not a belief. It's not like we're talking about Jesus and Jesus came back and this and that and the words written and we don't even know if it's his words. With His Majesty, it's a totally different story. We know he's real. It's physical reality. It's not just a belief or a dream or a hope or a wish like Jesus is. We're not on that. So he's a real person with a real history and a real image, you know what I mean, that inspired enough people. So that's what we're on. So yeah, you're right. Give thanks, you know, Brother Curtis, for that. He is one of the most misunderstood people in history, without a doubt. And I really encourage people to read up his word sound and see how he lived. And he lived a good life, basically, 100%, I'd say. You know, obviously we know, you know, he's not saying he's God. Some people see him as God. We're not saying he's Jesus. Some people see him as Jesus. We're just saying he was a great African king, an icon, a symbol of African freedom and heritage and independence, you know what I mean? So His Majesty's a powerful symbol as far as I'm concerned. And the coronation of 1930 with him and his wife, the balance between male and female, is a fundamental foundational aspect of African cultural liberty and should permeate our brains 100%. You know what I mean? That should be in our brains, the balance, the African man and the African woman, the balance. Man, woman and child, 100%. So yeah, man, His Majesty's very much misunderstood, you know what I mean? But Rasta's keeping his name alive, and rightly so, man. And let's keep that image of the great African king and the great African queen alive for evermore, so that the whole world and plus beyond the time factor of His Majesty, people can see that. So not just our generation, but future generations, I'm saying. Yeah, man, so Big up Haile Selassie every single time. Okay, this is from Ras Cash. Sorry, I won't come out alone. Well, with that, watch my back, I love her. I'm not sure what that means, to be honest, bro. Do you want to talk?
Well, I'd just like to say that every time a great black man rises, another 100 rise up in opposition, and in the resulting confusion, it alerts the authorities who come to shut him down.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely got to be more supportive of each other there. That's a fact, isn't it, bro? I mean, you know, I'm not sure what you won't come. Are you afraid of something, Cash? Is there some experience that you've had? I mean, I'm not really clear on what you're saying, bro. Maybe I misunderstand a lot of your texts. So, do you understand what that means?
I'm not sure that what it means, but you know, we've got a divine nature, and whatever we think we can bring into reality. So sometimes you've got to be careful of what you're thinking about, because you yourself can make that a reality by your thoughts.
Yeah, man, it's important to think highly, think positive, think constructive, to condition your mind to only think positive. And let me say this, we've got extra time because Barry G won't be coming in, so we'll be staying on a bit later till, I don't know, 10:30, maybe later, depends how we feel, man.
Cool.
You know what I mean? So yeah, let's talk about the book then, man, because obviously it's getting a lot of heat. So, but what's great about the book, bro?
Well, self-praise enough. But all it is basically when I
Okay, I'll tell you what. Don't say anything. I'm just going to talk about what I want to talk about, man. Self-praise is no praise. It's all you right, bitches. Don't forget it, man. What did you enjoy about writing the book? Then how's that about?
Well, you know, I'm an avid reader anyway. I don't read completely about books, but what I noticed about a lot of books is that when you went to look for the ancient languages, you never found like different maps or the different meanings in one place. So that was my first experience of trying to find like the Medu Neter, or the hieroglyphics, or the Hebrew language, or the Phoenician language. Is that it was scattered. It was not put together in one place. So one of the reasons why I created the book as well was to put like all the languages together, and plus the grammar, because we're not shown how to process the language using grammar, which the elite schools operate at the level that they operate at. So basically, my objective was to put everything in one place, and plus make it reader friendly, even for our use to be able to grasp the implications of language and learn it and perform the language at a high level. So that was my initial reason for putting the book together. After I put the initial samples together, I noticed that when you compared the hieroglyph A with the Phoenician A, with the Hebrew A, there was a workable formula in place, and this was further sort of put towards me by one of my good friends, Baba, who studies African language, and he brought it to my attention that the African language is a verbal language, it's a verbal form, it's a language of doing, where the Western language is more analytical, adverbs based on analysing. So when he said that to me, it switched on a couple of light bulbs, and then I realised that when Champollion and the rest of the Westerners, when they first discovered the language, they was analysing the language and trying to find an analytical application for the language. And when you compare the languages, the Phoenicians, they were masters of commerce, sea, and travellers. So they had a workable formula of using this language. And then when you look at the hieroglyph was more of the thinking process. So when I put like the hieroglyph of the vulture, which is flight, next to the Phoenician hieroglyph of the ox, then I realised that the flight related to breathing, and your breathing related to your control of strength. So by comparing the different letters, there's a formula to actually empower yourself just by using the letters of the language. It's an actual workable formula of, as I said, perfecting your action through perfecting your mind. And each of the letters go in a sequence of action. As I said, A is to breathe, B is to stand, C is how you carry yourself, the D is your hands. And when you use A, B and C, just as the Michael Jackson song goes, it's as easy as A, B and C. Your hands move to open doors, which is the D, and then you become enlightened, which is the E, and then you become inspired, which is the I, and then you tune into the frequency, which is the F. So there's an actual workable formula formula that we can use to perfect our action and our mind and can become control of our thoughts, because the biggest enemy that we're fighting at this present moment is addiction. And addiction means the way, diction means a voice. So basically from we are born, we're given this dictionary, and a dictionary is a set of instructions that we have to comprehend. Comprehend means follow. That's why we're put in a comprehensive school, and the person who follows the instructions the best gets the reward. Reward means to go back into the ward. So every time you get a reward, it encourages you to stay in the ward. A ward is a place of care, which is really in a war. They have you in a ward. You look at the word ward, you see the word war, and inside, if you turn the word ward backwards, you see the word draw. So really, we don't want to be in wars, we want to be free. So this is basically the formula of the language, is that it's tying you into a system. So the system is called addiction. And addiction is when you're driven to do something and you have no resistance against it. So a seed has been planted in you at birth that stops you being able to perform an action, because you've got this desire, this lust, this love for something outside of yourself. And that's basically the core of having an addiction. Is we originally were living in abundance, where we had everything around us, and because we had our capacity to relate to who we were at one with nature. So everything we required was within us. Now we've been encountered by another species on the planet that operates off lack, of scarcity, and the way that they survive is through obtaining things outside of themselves. So the energy that they are powered by is lust, desire, and love, because this is how they have to survive, by pursuing and entrapping things outside of their nature. So when we both met, this is what caused the breakdown, because they showed us an alternative way of living and they altered our native spirit.
Are you familiar with the two cradle theory, bro?
No, could you?
It's similar to what you're saying, bro, about the northern and the southern cradle theory. Was Cancer Diop developed it. And what it is basically is that in the southern atmosphere, or the southern hemisphere, Africa, as you just said, there's an abundance of food, bro. So there's certain factors. Nature is abundant, the sunlight's abundant, there's abundance of everything. And we don't have to rush the resources, man, because we know there's plenty of them.
That's right, we don't have to be a racist, we don't have to race after anything to get everything.
Right, that's the southern cradle theory. And the northern cradle theory, that's part of the two cradle theory, is that in the north it's cold, it's dark, there's few resources. So this environment has cultivated a mindset amongst the people who live in the northern atmosphere, which is to grab as much of the resources as possible. And this is the theory Cancer Diop came with. That's why the Western world is so gravelicious, if you like, because of that northern southern cradle theory. So I've always accepted along those lines. I just didn't know that Cancer Diop did it, though.
Right. Well, and I think my research going on with what you've said, it's an actual nature that's been developed over time. So a nature of being at one and unity is harmony. You know, it's harmony where you even in when you dance and when you move, you have harmony. But they use money to harm you with. To take your harmony away, they harm you with money. Money. But anyway, so basically their nature, as I said, it's in their nature to move with lust and love, because that is the power that they have to get things outside of their natural state, you know. And the key element, as I said, is the word love, because love is when you do something without thinking of the consequences. It's we operate off inner intelligence. That is our mahat. That is how we function with nature. It's mahat. You have to work in complement. You have to balance. You have to be a scientist. That's why we are a judge-making tool. 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 hands, 2 feet. It's for judgment. When you judgment, then you can move in a direction of complementing with nature. But when you're operating off lust or love, or doing the right thing, right in science, just break right to science. You have a acute angle. Acute angle is less than the center. Obtuse angle is more than the center. A right angle is when you just move forward without looking out what is less or what is more. You're just moving without thinking of anything but you achieving your lust or your desire. And lust, the key element of lust is having a need for something that you are lacking in. You'd be lacking in something. That is why you're lusting, and it's an addiction because you can't resist it. And the problem is now we've encountered this kind of behavior because we absorb in our nature. We're now becoming lustful, greedy, and wanton animals and savages.
Well, lust is like the word lost. It came to me while you were speaking. When you're lost, you try to grab on to anything, like being like when you're lustful.
Minty, that's my department. You're stepping on toes.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, man. I mean, you have to start making boundaries up in here, it seems, man.
That's excellent. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and lust, and when you're lost, you desire and crave, and you like lust for redemption or homecoming, or you know what I'm saying. So it's funny because even the word live and love is similar. I just see these similarities.
And love and love, there's not much difference in.
Love
is when you dislike something, because love.
Oh, love
can easily turn into loathing.
Yeah, well, love, live, live are all the same word, because really, and in Rasta do say this: we've got to love the life you live, love and live the life you love, basically. And actually, that's the greatest piece of information that we can share with you.
Another information what I'm going to share with you. If you look at the word livio in Latin, which is Liveo, look at the word livio in Latin, and this is how they represent living. Livio in Latin means to envy. Okay, so the basis of having a lustful, wanton, desire nature is, and seeing somebody who has everything is nature. So that when they say live, they're saying envy. When they call themselves male, they're saying wicked. There's something wrong with them. So when you call yourself male, you're malfunctioning. You have a malady. And you can do something malicious due to the way you're envying something. So that, and the thing about is this thing with the words is that they're saying it in front of your face, with this skill that they have articulating. They've made the art official. The art means the thing that you see official, so you don't see the realness of the nature.
Okay, that's interesting.
I'll go in a little bit further. Look, we function with a heart. A heart means feelings. It means intuition, which means our sensual. We function with our heart. We have a feeling. If something goes wrong, this is why we still can feel for that person. Even if they're mistreating us, we still have a feeling for that person. Art. If you look at the word art, you take away the heart out of it, and you're left with art is something. If you go to an art gallery, it's just something that you look at. So their basic is on art, which is something that you look at. It's artificial. It's outside having a feeling. You're just doing something to get somewhere. So basically, you make the artificial, and you put it with the real, and then you can't tell which is the real from the artificial, and then you move into the art. Everything they do is outside, dressing up. It's out. The food that they make is out. It looks great, but we're not looking at the inner core of it. There's nothing inside it. That's what I call art to heart.
Well, and also the word earth and the word heart are made up of the same letters.
Yeah, that's correct. If you look at the word heart, you take the H from the word heart, you put it at the end of the word heart, you've got the word earth. If you look at the word earth, you take the H from the end of the word earth, you put it in the middle of, you put it at the front of the word, then you see the word heart. So the heart and the earth is put together even in the symbols. If you look at the middle of both of them, you see the word ear, and you see the word ear. So the word ear, so everything we hear goes through our ear. And look at the word here, you see the word ear in the word ear. So then you see the word ear, you go to the heart, you see the middle of the word heart. And everything we hear, we have a heart for, we have a feeling for, we have a heartbeat for it. When they hear something, it's an art for them.
Well, it's funny because in Nyabingi they say that the drum is like the heartbeat, and the heartbeat is the vibration of not just us but of the earth as well. So the heartbeat vibrates with the earth, basically. So the kind of when you talk about heart and earth, we have to remember that that's where we get compassion when we're looking at something that's happening in the physical earth, isn't it?
Basically, anything that happens that damages nature, we have a feeling for it.
Sure, man.
You know, because we're beating at one with nature. Our rhythm is at one with nature, so we have a feeling for it. When you have a lack, you don't appreciate nature's losses and nature's gains. Then you're artful in what you do, but you don't have the heart to feel the damage that you're causing.
Okay, let me just pick up Handyman Discount Stores, man, and you can mention your events as well again. Yeah, big up Handyman Discount Stores, just pick up the sponsors, yeah. Handyman Discount Stores in 72 Upton Lane, Forest Gate, E7 9LW, for all your hardware, DIY supplies and key cutting. This is telephone number is 0208 472 2393. That's free local delivery. They're the small local shop with the superior stock. Key cuts by code, variety of tools, vast range of equipment, everything for the DIY enthusiast and handyman. Big up Handyman Discount Stores. That's in 72 Upton Lane, Forest Gate, E79LW, for all your hardware, DIY supplies and key cutting. Telephone 0208 472 2393. That's 0208 472 2393. Free local delivery. Big up all the crew down there at Handyman Discount Stores, bro. So you're gonna mention your...
Yeah, well, basically, I just want to say when I'm talking about heart, I'm talking about something that happened in Rome. It's not a Kemet. We didn't have that word in Kemet. It's something that happened in Rome. And if you look at their symbol for someone who's in love, you see an arrow going through a heart, fired by a baby, you know. So this is partly of what their desire was based on. And if you look at the word love and look at the Latin, look at the word in French and look at the word in Latin, you'll see the word amor. You know, if you read the original way of reading, which was from right to left, you look at the word more, you see the word Roma. So basically, love is based towards Rome, and romance is, as Brooklyn said last week, is a Romantic.
That's right.
It's not Afrocentric. It's not a thing that we do. It was based on artificial story.
Yeah, we don't romance, bro. That's what it is. We romance. We don't romance.
So it's a concept. It used to be stories that were told in the past of knights in shining armor. It was fantasy. It's based on a fantasy and tales of warlocks and witches, and so this is basically when we try to make this fantasy a reality, we fail miserably and end up brokenhearted. Also, even if you put the word, if you go on Google and put your Latin to English converter on and put the word lovey in Latin and convert it to English, you see the word Jupiter. So basically, it relates to Jupiter, which relates to Zeus, which relates to Deuce. Deuce relates to the word two. As I said, you have the real and you have the artificial. You get duped by seeing the artificial as the real. And if you look in Latin for the word God, there's no word in God in Latin. You'll only find the word Deuce.
Deuce, and it's the same in French. De and de is the word in French for God, and Latin and Spanish, in it, man, similar.
And basically, yeah, their religion is based on having a lack and feeling that they have a lack. So basically, the religion is based on trying to rectify and coming to salvation to compensate their lack, to try and right the wrong, and they believe that they will get salvation in death. So in death, that's why you see the mark of the cross, because in death they believe that they will have salvation. So they're looking towards love and belief, which is based on moving towards, it wasn't God, there's no such word as God, towards Deuce. And that's why when you see Deuce, you get seduced and you get induced by the word deuced. So basically, Deuce is a thing that takes your senses away from you and makes you respond to sensation. Art forms.
Okay. Well, that's interesting, all that stuff you're saying about the word sound, deuce. So, let me just read some texts anyway, man. This is from Raskash again. You see, I'm ashamed to go home to my bros and sisters' children's when I have got nothing to show them. Well, don't be ashamed, bro. I mean, as long as you're healthy and happy, I think that's the most important thing. Don't worry about And it doesn't mean you can't plan for the future, that you can't get anything, you know what I mean, King? So don't be ashamed of yourself, man, you know. You have a talent and you have a skill. Maybe you just haven't found it yet, that's all. So don't worry about a thing, my brother, yeah.
And I just like
best. Go on,
to say, I was living in a van, and that's nothing to be proud about. Or talking, and this is what I'm talking about. So basically, your experience is a guidance to somebody else who might be suffering the same thing that you're going through. And just the fact that you're still living and breathing under whatever circumstances you are, it is a message of hope and salvation to anyone you're around. So big up yourself.
Absolutely, bro. And like where you are now may be the very foundation that you need to rise. I mean, sometimes you have to fall down so that you can stand up again. You need to eradicate or dissolve the ideology or philosophy that you've got, which is probably not serving you. So maybe you need to change something. Maybe it's a good sign. We've got to change everything into positives. We've got to change everything into a positive, turn all our negatives into positives.
And it is that time when you're at the crossroads, is when you see it and you're in a crisis, you cry out what is. That is the real crisis, and you can resurrect yourself. This is the ancient science that we have. It's sometimes the only way to get out of the madness that you're in is when you fall away from the madness and you come at the crossroads, you see what the crisis is, you can cry what it is, and then make the right moves to resurrect yourself.
Okay, this is Michelle. Good evening, Kings. Great show as always. Please, jammers, if you can quickly break down the ing if you have time. Please, for my son Rick, the ing, ing.
Right.
Hold on. Let's finish off the text. Speedy Gonzalez. Give him many thanks, Michelle, chestnut winner. Minty, I showed you text to do with Zacchaeus at the event. I remember you, my sister. Enough respect, Michelle, every time. Give thanks, my brothers. Keep up the great knowledge. Enough respect. So what is the ing mean? ing?
ing. Okay, I'm going to just head top this one here because basically, and based on sound. So basically, just through analysts, you've got something run that's static, or that says action. But when you put the in on it, it gives it energy. So run is a movement. Running is a process of something doing something continually. It's a power that makes something doing something continually. So it's the power to make things move constantly. The ing sound. So jump is when you do it once. Jumping is the power to do something instantly, like a wave. If you look at the sound and the letters in the word ing, you can rearrange them to the word jin, which means spirit, which means the power to make things move. You can also rearrange those letters to make the word nig. Nig, which is energy again. It's giving energy to the root to make it move. This is a word sometimes that we're labeled with, is the Nig, and that's what we do. We give Nig to everything else, and we are the original spirit. We are the origin, the virgin, and the beginning. This is what we are. So we have the power, and if you look at the hieroglyph, is the N. The N sound is the wave. The wave is the power to give energy out to everyone else. And if you look at our nature, because we absorb the energy from the sunlight, this is what we do, bro or sis. We give our energy to everybody else. So the ing sound relates to the jin sound, which relates to nig, us. We give energy to everything else. So every word that they use has to have us in it. The wave, the jin, the moving, the sounding, the realization of the ing word. That's what it is for me.
Okay, lovely. All right, this is from Sister June. Haha, no romance. That's right, we don't romance. We roll womans. Just so everybody's clear on that, yeah. We don't romance. That's where I think the word goes, romance. That's what they do, they romance. So anyway, tell him, bro Minty, chin up. I think it's in relation to Ras Cash when we were trying to give him a little encouragement. June. So thank you for your encouragement, June. Keep your chin up. Yeah, what Junie says. Cash, keep your chin up. Think highly of yourself. You're African. You come from a great lineage. You come from the original people. You've got nothing to feel down about, because what your ancestors can do, you can do too. They're the facts. There's no make-up thing. So know thyself, my brethren, and feel confident that what you need for your future, what you want and what you need, you can bring into manifestation. I know you can do it. So don't ever lose your confidence, my brother. Remember what Garvey say, that when you've lost your confidence, you're twice defeated in the race of life. So with confidence, you've won before you've started. So have confidence. And like I said at the beginning when I was talking about His Majesty, you must use your imagination positively. Use it vividly and positively to see where you want to be. You must do that. That's your role and your responsibility to do those things.
And I just like to break down the word more. The word Rome.
More.
Right? The word Rome, based on the fact that the E is silent. You reverse the word Rome, which is R-O-M. You reverse it, you see the word M-O-R, more. So basically, they took things from us and using it in reverse because they've got opposite nature. So they use things reverse. If you look at Latin, you'll see that is the time when they reverse the symbols and put a process on us called strip faux symbolia, which is stripping the sound and the symbols from the words.
And this from Michelle, she says, give thanks, brothers, that's for your response, bro, in ing and head top in it. So good stuff, man. Okay, so we're gonna actually round off, I think, because do you want to say some last words about the book and the event, bro?
Yeah, well, another concept is I'm following the format that was in Black Power, Amos Wilson, is that we have to create our own products and start investing in ourselves to create our own wealth. Part of that is the service that we give. I know some people have contacted me, I've been in contact with them, but everybody who's texted me will be getting communication with me. But it's creating our own wealth. So basically what I've done with this book is try to design it at such a high level that it outstrips everything in W.H. Smith's. Basically, so if it does as I expect it to do, it will be bringing wealth to us as a community. So that's the other angle of the book. It's not just for me writing for the sake of writing, it's trying to put in effect Black Power by Amos Wilson, put it into effect. So basically I've created a book and it's designed for our children so we can create new kings and queens and outstrip what they're putting process grammar for their children. We need to put a process in for ourselves so we can excel based on our nature. Once again, if you like a copy of the book, Etymology, the Roots of Words, order your copy now on 07497 069 702. Once again, that's 07497 09702, and text your name and Ras Minty to me. Thank you. And also this week, once again, hope to see you down at the Speakers Club. Let's excel in the art of speaking, and it's this Sunday, the 30th of July 2017. The time is 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. and the venue is the Bernigrad Arts Centre, Town Hall Approach Road, N15 4RX. Once again, the Bernigrad Arts Centre, Town Hall Approach Road, N15 4RX. And what we're going to do, the first 10 people to text me their name and Speakers Club and Ras Minty can get free entry to the Speakers Club. Once again, the number is 07497 069 702. Hope to see you. Ras Minty, thanks again. Honor and a pleasure. And bigging up Avi, always constantly filming. Big up Avi every time. And Mantis, who helped produce the book, big up every single time. Also, Dr. Abu, I'll be there to see you next week.
Okay, so if you want the book, we're going to be here for another 5 minutes and then we're going to be out of here. Yes, big up Sister June, thank you. Great. Say your number slower. Alright, hold on, let's give Michelle a chance to get the pen. Get your pen, Michi. Yeah. And Jammers is going to say the number again twice. Yeah. Big up Raskash.
I'd like to big up everybody who's been giving us support. Yeah, it's not been unnoticed. Thank everybody. Also big up Alvin. Once again, the number is slower, using my breathing and posture to give you it in a slower way so you can decipher it and take it in on your pen and paper.
You know what? You sound like Shaggy actually now, bro.
Bombastic.
Yes, that's right.
So basically the number is 07497 069 702. Do I sound a little bit like Elvis Presley?
No, you sound like Shaggy.
No, still. Okay, once again, it's 07497 069 702. Once again, it's 07497 069 702. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You did sound like Elvis. It was rubbing off on me as well. Okay. Big up the flying squad. It's something to do. Okay. Big up Egan.
Big up Egan, the flying squad
yeah.
every single time. Big you up every time.
Rocksteady versus Ska edition, Saturday the 5th of August. The best ska and rocksteady plus some reggae, soul and revival classics. The way you remember them: Goldfinger, Rankin, Wisdom Hardcore, DJ Admiral Spice PFM, Daddy P Spice FM. Wear your colours, bring your flags, VIP areas for your birthday celebrations. Entry £10 all night. Smart dress, fresh and clean, security, tight but polite. No search, no entry, good behaviour, only. All Nations Club, 81 Broad Lane, Tottenham N15 4DW, London, United Kingdom, sponsored by Flying Quad and Spice FM. Big up Egan every time, man. Okay, so if you want to make a last minute call or text, ready to go now. I know some people like to call when I'm telling you I'm going. We're going in 5 minutes, yeah. It's all around those times, depending if you get a call. So the number is, if you want to ring up, text or send WhatsApp, the number is 07539 602 999. That's 07539 602 999. So yeah, if you want to text or call last 5 minutes, ask Jammers a question, ask me a question, ask about any other events. I'm just gonna read this event for Dougie Williams. This is from Michelle. Thank you, Kings. Thank you, Michelle, and hopefully we'll see you there on Sunday, or you can get a copy of the book at least from Jammers. This is from 143. Great show, Ras Minty, Kieran Fearon. Thank you very much, Kieran. Try and get down there on Sunday if you can, bro. And if not, we've got another event the week after, actually. Yeah. That's Find Your Voice presents investing in yourself, your family and your education. It's the greatest return on investment comes from investing in yourself and your family. Esteemed guest speakers is Melvin Barrett, The Power of the Brain. Daryl, Education and Finances, question and answers. Jammers will be there talking about the importance of words. Hesketh, the importance of further study. And Ras McCoy, consciousness. There'll be an African cultural market there, so if you want any information or tickets, call Brother Dougie on 07882 403 871. That's 07882 403 871. That's Sunday the 6th of August. That's a week after Jammers event. So come to both of them actually, Jammers and Dougie's. Sunday the 6th of August, 3 p.m. to 8:30. That's at the Chestnut Community Centre, 280 St Anne's Road, London N15 5BN, Heart of Tottenham. Tickets in advance £5. You can get them at Body Music or the number I gave you for Dougie, or it's £8 on the door. Yeah, so try and get your tickets, or if you want to reserve your tickets, you can always ring in the show or text the show and we'll put your name down for £5 ticket, yeah, so you don't have to worry. So however we can help you, so you've got till next week at least. So I'm going to be reading that out again. So yeah, that's Find Your Voice, that's investing in yourself and your family and your education. That's Chestnut Community Centre, 280 St Anne's Road, London N15 5BN. That's Sunday the 6th of August from 3 to 8:30. Find Your Voice events are really good, they're really full of good information, good people. Get down there and let's have a good time, man. You know what I mean? Okay, Jammers.
Yeah, I'd like to say big Imani Manchester listening in, and
Imani.
Oh, Imani Manchester.
Imani's a funny guy from.
Oh no, definitely not the funny guy, yeah.
Imani is an African name.
Oh, right. And yeah, I'll be down in Manchester, and that'll be on I believe the 8th, Tuesday the 8th. I'll be down in Manchester doing book signing down there, and I'd like to thank everybody who's been texting me. The text is going like, man, thanks for your support, and also Maxine, I've got your tickets, so your tickets will be at the door on Sunday. Once again, I'd like to thank each and everybody in the conscious community for tuning in. Stay conscious, stay focused, and from me, it's been a pleasure once again. Thank you.
Okay, this is from Principal Danite. Thank you very much, Danite, for your lovely contribution this week, yeah. And Sister Isaac Char, One more time, Brother Minty, with that number. Which number is you talking about? Your number, you see your number out, yeah, and I'll read my number out. Maybe it's... Listen to the thing, man, you know, there it is there. You know when you don't fly away the number is, bro.
Okay, once again, I'd like to thank you. My phone's going ballistic at the moment with all these texts coming in, and also once again, I'm available for lessons and reasoning as well. So let's elevate ourselves and resurrect ourselves. The number to text for books or tickets is 07497 069702. That is the number if you like some tickets for this Sunday, or you like to get a copy of the book, or you like some lessons. Just text your name and Ras Minty to that number. I'll give it to you one more time. It's 07497 069702. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so the other number, give Dougie's number out as well, bro.
Oh, me?
What do you mean, are you?
All my breath and my standing, my posture, and my energy on the last one.
So you're going to teach people how to be speaking for long periods of time, and you can't do it yourself?
I said I've mastered it fully myself.
All right, okay. Well, that's... Come on now. There's Dougie's number there, man.
Right. Also for the Invest in Yourself Family and Education event taking place on Sunday, the 6th of August, with speakers Melvin Barrett, Daryl. I'll be there as well. Hesketh and Ras McCoy. The number to call for your tickets at Dougie's Find Your Voice event is 07882 43871.
403. 403 it says,
and I put all my power into that as well.
Boy,
you can
be wrong and strong sometimes, you know.
Right, sorry, it's 07882 403 871. Once again, it's 07882 403 871. Come and have some fun. All people in the sun, you can't.
They're the. Can I? Okay. So that's the number for Dougie's event, and Jammers has given you the number for his event. So I hope that's okay for you, Sister Isaac Chan. I hope you've got the numbers that you desired, man. Let me see. Let's just finish off these messages. This is from 124. Okay. Okay, this is from 124, and it's to Raskas and anybody else not fully understanding the current paradigm. Just remember that to enhance our nature, which is to say improve our character, we must be willing and able to make change on an atomical level, of cellular level. I hear that. Of cellular levels, got much of our character defeats. I think they've got that a bit confused. Got much of our character defeats have their inception in our microcosmic ratio of existence. I'm not sure, I think you might have muddled that up, but I think I understand what you're trying to say. This means that what you do like about others, or what you do not like about others, or yourself, is a mere reflection of one's anatomical tract. So what they're saying is that what you don't like about others is really about yourself, really. You know what I mean? So I feel that, man. The faults or the qualities you see in others is really looking at yourself. Love the show. 124 is Brooklyn. Boom. How you articulate when you come on and you can't write, man? Come on, man. And I know a predictive text sitting, brethren.
He's beyond what he's telling.
He's beyond words, man. He was beyond. He's a light being.
He's a light being. Yeah.
Man, enough respect, Brooklyn.
I'm still recovering from last week. Keep it coming. We need you back here again, anyway.
Enough respect, Brooklyn. Thank you for that, bro, man. And you're absolutely right, bro. And the essence of what you're saying is that what we don't like about others, we don't like about. It's really a reflection of ourselves, really. So I think that Brooklyn is one of the brightest guys ever.
definitely.
And I think Jammers is one of the brightest guys ever.
Don't leave yourself too far behind, because you're
No,
up there as well.
What I'm seeing in you, I'm seeing in myself. When I'm complimenting you, I'm really complimenting me, you know. So you're then not too far behind me then, technically.
We got Brooklyn there. Brooklyn, that was tremendous. I've got to say, that was tremendous last week, Brooklyn.
Okay. Big up Brooklyn, and thank you, man. Enough respect. Seeing King. This is from Valerie. 401 Valeria. Okay, Valeria, we love you. Enough respect. Maybe you didn't mean to send that to us, but whoever you are, Valeria, enough love and respect. Yeah. Sister Isachar, yes, I give thanks. Okay, thank you, Sister Isachar. We got the information you want.
I'd just like to add one thing.
Go on, bro.
I left out of the equation. One thing we have to remember, everything is on this level that we're thinking on is an addiction. It's based on words. So the first step is to throw all of these words out the window and bring your feelings into play. This is what the key is, to bring your feelings into play. Because just by feeling I'm going to go jogging in the morning, you'll do it. You predict the future from your feeling, but you can have 10 or 20 words that's going to come into your head, and one of those 10 or 20 words will stop you from doing what you could feel into a reality. So remember, feeling is the key to get away from addiction by practicing the mental nature, our higher science of invoking our spiritual nature to the higher level of becoming consciousness.
Yeah, but that's what I said when I was talking about Haile Selassie. I said the same thing you've just said, bro, that when you imagining having a wallet full of money, you find in that wallet, what would it feel like is the essence of what, and that's what will attract it to you some way, somehow. What would it feel like to have that money? You've got to feel it, man, and don't feel no way. All right, this is from Raskash. Well, I didn't left home alone, but with a neighbour's son who died on the way. His parents need an explanation and all. My best mates. I'm sorry to hear that, you know, Cash. I mean, you know, life's full of ups and downs, many vicissitudes in life. It's about how you deal with them. Don't let it beat you down. You still got life, and you can still do something constructive with yourself.
And sometimes life is because you've been put in a position, you're the strongest person to deal with that situation. That's why you've given the privilege to be in that position. Other people couldn't even survive what you're experiencing. So you've got to see that the power that you've got to even be in the state you are, and you're able to still be great by communicating with us. And that's all you have to do, is just communicate to the people around you the experience that you've experienced. And as you said, the light is just around the corner.
Absolutely, bro. I mean, I had a friend who I was talking to, and, you know, I'm not going to call her name, but she's a victim of DV, domestic violence, and she was wondering what she could do with herself. And I said, well, why don't you give talks about domestic violence? You've got a lot of experience in it. You can really help people not go through the horrible experiences that you went through. And it's just like what you're saying with my man, bro. It's about your life is your story. That's your experience. That's where your ideas can come from, to how to take your life forward from your own life. So don't doubt that you've got something to offer. You know, it's impossible that you don't have anything to offer, and it's impossible that you should allow fear or let the past define you, because that's what you're doing when that's what you're implying in this text, my brother, that you're saying that the past is defining you. And we're not going to go just yet, bro, because I just want to talk about that just on a psychological level with you, bro. Why is it important not to hold on to the past, especially the negative past, in your opinion, bro, in your humble view? Why do you think it's important to not hold on to the negative past when we're talking about words and vibrations, etc.?
Well, every word has been I'm going to do it on two aspects. I'm going to do it from personal experience and from the basis. So basically, personal experience, every word is a meaning, yeah? A meaning is an average. It doesn't define the precise definition of who you are. So you can't go by any words to define your reality. As I said, you have feelings and experiences, and you've got to move beyond the words. You can feel anything into reality, and this is the power that we have. So when you're holding on to somebody else's word or somebody else's experience, you're leaving the door closed for your own experiences to enter.
Bro. That's right. Very good, bro. I mean, for me, and I think I agree with everything you say, bro. It's certainly about vibrations. When you think on negative experiences and let these things define you, that's where you're at. You're living in when you talk about living in the past, that's what they mean. You're stuck in the past. You're not living now. You've got to live now, not believe but be live. Do you understand? You can't live in the past, my brother. You can't let that, what happened 2, 3 months, years, decades back, define who you are today. There's a journey that you've got to go through from this experience, and if you're going to just be focused on that thought that happened in that time, you're going to be stuck in the past, bro. We can't afford, as African people, to be living in the past. We've got to believe in ourselves. We've got to be live in ourselves. So just like when Jammers was mentioning about like feelings, and I said, imagine you've got the money. You've got to imagine your successes now, my brother Ras. That's why we mentioned about imagination before. Imagine that your success is happening right now, my brother. How do you think people create, or inventors create? Isn't that what an inventor does, bro?
That's right. And basically, based on, as I said, the science and the imagination, it's a light. When you imagine something, that's the light. And the light, you have to imagine it till you start to feel it. And when you start to feel it, you might start shaking, you might become heated by that feeling, and that's you bringing it into existence. One other thing is, when past, just let it pass, because your past can be your present. Present means present. So anything that you do today is a reality tomorrow. So this is what the past is. When you're living in the past, you're sending that message to yourself to enact what is in the past today. So present means to send into the future. Everything you do today will be your future tomorrow.
And that's right, and I think that big up Brooklyn News just saying what we're saying, that fears and negative thoughts that are dwelled upon, replace them with positive thoughts, and thus you will yourself implement change. It's the only constant, and that's right, bros. Change is the only constant. 100% right, my brother. And it's on a vibrational level. We are here to vibrate on a high energy level. The energy of the universe, my brother, is on a high level because it works wonderfully. So that's the level we've got to vibrate at. So when we're thinking about successful people and people who've created it, like inventors, they're thinking about something in the future now.
And another thing, the key for I'm going to give you a personal experience. The key for regeneration, your past is your fuel for the future, and it's your wisdom to enact the future.
That's right.
Yeah, I started this journey with my friend for 14 years, and by trauma he killed himself and his girlfriend, basically. Me and him started this journey with the words together. He was my sounding board for what I'm doing now, and the memory of him is the fuel that keeps me going in what I'm doing. It's the reality of what life is all about, and you really can't really stop back and you're carrying all the hopes of your ancestors on your shoulders. You know, you're carrying all that in your DNA. You know, and you can't. And they've died for you because they're not around now. So they've died for your existence. So you have to live to keep them in existence.
That's absolutely right, bro. We are our ancestors, and our ancestors are us, and they give us guidance, intuition, and protection. So yeah, absolutely, Cash. Don't stop believing in forces outside of yourself and that belief in yourself. It's you. You have the ability to create whatever you want and need, but it's in your imagination. That's the magic nation that dwells within the eye. That's what you've got to use to bring you success. You put your thoughts where you want your mind to be. You put your thoughts where you put your thoughts where you want your body to be. You put your mind where you want your body to be. That's the key to a lot of people's success. They visualize it and then they just go for it, and that's it. So it's important not to think of things in the past, because it doesn't just affect you mentally and psychologically and emotionally. It affects you physiologically as well, from a physical perspective. So don't do it. Live now, let go of the past. It's about conditioning your mind to be thinking on a higher level. You can do it. I have every confidence in you, not just you, Ras Cash, but anybody and everybody who's listening in, man. You have the ability to create whatever you want to create. That's that, bro. Go on, bro.
And we're not designed to fail. We are powered by sunlight. That's the greatest power. That power lasts for years. You can be strong for 20 years. It doesn't run out. So you're powered by sunlight, and you can control that power just by how you breathe. You can control your strength, your emotion, and your power just by breathing. And by standing, you set yourself at you can stand like a king, and you're already putting that into practice just by your standing.
That's
when
right,
you stand, it raises your consciousness. So basically, just by breathing and understanding how you put one foot in front of the other, you can change your power of existence and reach your potential. That's how simple our Creator has made it for us. It's as easy as the Jackson song, 1, 2, 3. Just breathe, stand, and step forward like a king.
Yeah, just like that.
Or
All
queen,
right.
or queen, or
of
queen,
course,
or queen.
don't forget that now. Come on now. This is what I deal with here, you know, Brethren, you're dealing with.
Sorry, all
never,
the sisters out there.
ever forget the queens, man, or life's all over. All right, this is from Sister June again. Give thanks, Sister June. Think big, have hopes. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You're absolutely right, Sister Junie. You must think big. And actually, you just reminded me, because it was Haile Selassie's birthday, I want to mention this statement that he made, which I love actually. It's very powerful. It's very potent. If I can find it. I don't
Also,
know.
as Brooklyn would say, your diet is the key. Yeah, it's not a diet. It's for you to survive and nutrition. So make sure everything that you do. Your heat is powered by eating. It's in the word heat. Your breath is powered by what you eat. It's in the word breathe. And you're powered by your water. You look at the word water. Inside the word water is 8. So everything you breathe, your power is determined by how you relate to nature and what you put in your mouth. Your mouth is your holy device in your head. So when you're talking about holy, it's your mouth. So make sure your mouth is holy by what you put in it, and make sure it's real. It relates to nutrition and nature. It's not artificial, because they've made the copy official. They've duped you with the duplicate. So use your intelligence over love every time. Intelligence over love.
Intelligence over.
We'll fall in love.
Intelligence balanced with love. Zine. All right. This is what Haile Selassie said. And just in relation to what Junie said before, man, let us set our goals too high. Let us demand more of ourselves than we believe we possess. Let us reach for the sky every single time. And yeah, let's set our. Do you hear that, Cash? Let us set our goals too high. We must think big, as Junie said. It was Junie, wasn't it? Was Junie. Yeah, big up Junie. We must have big hopes. Yeah, you must have big dreams. I remember Slaven Bilic, and I really liked it. He goes, you've got to have big dreams so you can grow into them. I'm thinking that's beautiful. You've got to have big dreams so you can grow into them. That's yours. It's something for you to aspire to. It belongs to you. All you have to do is claim it. It's yours for the taking. Your big dreams are yours for the taking. And there's no one and no thing that can stop you if you put your mind correctly towards your goals. Yeah? So the words of the king, beautiful. Right on, man. The words of the king, very beautiful, very powerful, very potent. Do you want to say something, Jammers? Go on.
No, I think I'm just enjoying this show. You know, this is what it's about. Part of it is enjoyment, laughter. That's our ability as well to shine. You know, to communicate as one being. That's all we have to do, really. You know, this is we have to start to elevate ourselves. You know, and if someone is sick, I'm sick. If someone hasn't got any money, I haven't got no money. This is the level that we have to think on.
Jammers, I haven't got any money.
I haven't got any money to live.
Oh, okay, that's probably why you haven't got any money, because I haven't. Okay, yeah, but no, and you're right, Bridget, when we hear people like Cash or anybody, because another sister, Princess, rang up and she had a few things going on, and we encouraged her and gave her a boost, and, you know, she was a couple of weeks later, she rang up and, texted and told us she was fine, and I was just so happy to hear that. So, Cash, we're here for you, bro, we're here to give you the boost up, you know what I'm saying? We're here to encourage you to just not be defined by your past. Let your future be defined by your present. Learn from the past, all the lessons you've learned. You know, there's a guy called Mark Cuban. He owns like the Dallas Mavericks. I think they're the top basketball team. I think, but football. I think the basketball team. If you listen to his story, like Jammers, he had nothing. He had 50 jobs he tried. He failed at them basically before he hit big. And this is what he says. He goes, listen, you can fail a million times, but people will only remember your success, you know. Once you hit it once, Brett, you know, all you need to do is hit it successfully once. And that's it. Your whole life can change. And all people will... No one remembers Mark Zuckerberg's failures, do they, bro?
That's right.
Or Bill Gates' failures, or Steve Jobs. All they remember is his successes. Or Oprah Winfrey's failures. Just the successes of these people.
So what you're saying is the odds are stacked in our favour. You can fail a million times. You only have to be successful once, and you've done it. So it's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that, King. It's 1,000 to 1 for you, but you've got to just keep on trying. Perseverance, as His Majesty said. Because Edison tried to develop, depending on which story you read, King, the light bulb between 1,000 times and 10,000 times. And if you would just imagine if he would have given up the time before he succeeded. And the funniest thing here, the joke, Bridget, when he develop the light bulb to that standard, he just carried on making inventions after inventions after inventions. So during the 30s, he was the top inventor in the 30s and the 40s.
Wow.
No one was touching Edison, you know, bro. So this goes to show you, once you hit it, keep going, you hit it. The successes just keep following you pell mell. What did he say? Nothing succeeds like success.
And success is the result of failure. You have to fail to be successful. And the more times you fail, the more chance you've got of being successful.
Be successful. And the more efforts you make, the more chance you've got to be successful. If you just try once and give up because you didn't make it, you're not going to be successful. But if you keep on trying, keep on trying, keep on trying, keep on trying, don't give up. There's a way, there's definitely a way. There's something out there, man.
And it's in your DNA because you can walk. So as a baby, you must have tried 100 times to get up and you fell down. But the one time you've done it, and you're doing it for the rest of your life. So it's in your DNA to be successful. Just for the fact that you can walk, you've already done the process.
And that's right, bro. That's right, man. Yes, so yeah, man, don't give up, Cash. We're not about that, bro. We're about always thinking highly of ourselves, always thinking successfully, always determined to find a solution to any issue that comes our way. We're not allowing any negative vibes to control our thinking. It's only enthusiasm, joy, passion, love for the future. That's what I deal with. Optimism, ever eternal optimist me, you know, bro. I'm not giving up on them things. I want to go on, bro.
No, I'm saying if Brooklyn was here, he said just as well change your diet as well, because usually when you're stressed out, that's the time when you eat the junk and
Sure.
things that's going to bring you down and bring it imbalance. So as well, just try to change your diet as well. Just try to eat naturally, and that will help you your mentality to assume its rightful balance and get you into a harmonious state so you can function at your maximum potential.
Yeah, okay, Princess, I'm sorry to hear that, but you're still here. If you want to call us after the show, just give us a shout, yeah, when the show's done, man, and we'll have a speak, yeah. Alright, Queen, enough respect, and I hope that we can help you with anything you're going through at the moment, yeah. Enough respect, Princess, man. Keep your head right up. Yeah, so it's important to think highly of yourself, to vibrate at a level with the word sound that you use, to vibrate positively, to generate and cultivate that energy that is in line with the universe, that is in line with nature. That's the success vibration. That's the vibration we want. Remember, there's no God. We're not dealing with God. We're not dealing with a being. We're dealing with a state of being, a mindset, a state of vibration. That's what we've got to aim for, yeah? So don't let no one get you down, bro. Think positively about your future. Things are gonna work out for you, my brother. Whatever you think is what you get. That's how I see it, bro. What you think is what you get. If you think positive, you're gonna get positive. But if you think negative, then that's what you're gonna get. You attract it with your thoughts. So on every level, psychologically, emotionally, mentally, physiologically, you've got to think positive.
And basically, we've been put under this state of also the spell of words. This is the problem. Before, we used to use the symbols to invoke our higher nature. Now the words are being used against us, where the word has the power. So as I said, we've got to break away giving the word power to a word. And the way to break away, there's a formula that is in the hieroglyph. Is basically you can break a away from the addiction or the love that is induced by a word, just by taking control of your breathing, your standing and your walking, and bringing in a feeling. Feeling overpowers a word every single time. So if you're troubled by words, just stand, breathe, stand, walk and breathe how you want your energy to be, how you want your courage to be, how you want your power to be, and you override the spell of the words.
Every time, bro, man. Willpower is very important, man, and determination to make your mind work in the way you want it to work, man. Repetition of word sound is very important to controlling your thinking, definitely. Big up our elements, word sound, come with power. Keep open our people's minds. Give thanks for our elements. We're never ever gonna stop that. And just on the last note, it's our duty and responsibility, as Haile Selassie said, jammers. With the knowledge that we have, we must share it with our people to uplift our people, so that fruitful blessings can be realized socially and economically. It's of the greatest importance, bro.
And most important as well, we have the blueprints or the black prints are around us. We just have to do the practical. All we've got to do is put it into practice. Right. It's already been set for us, because we do a lot of talking out. Sometimes our talking and our want to be perfection in talking is our downfall. Now you can put it into practice, have a workable formula. When someone tells you something, ask them, how can you make it practical? How do you put it into action?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the key, bro, which people, that's why I said that spiritual in of itself it can't work, brethren, because as I was saying before, you can't have a baby without the physical interaction. So the physical, the action, is very important, and don't let anyone trick you into thinking any other way. The physical does not mean that you are human, it means you are divine. It's a manifestation of divinity, same way. So don't forget your divine status. It's of the greatest importance, man, because before the Greeks came, the Africans saw themselves as divine. When the Greeks came, the Ptolemy.
I'm not even attempt to help you out.
No, it's Ptolemy, which was post Alexander the Greek. The inscriptions were talking about how people are a human. Do you understand? So we are not human, we are divine. We don't never describe ourselves as human. There's no duality amongst African people in that way. We are divine beings, and that's the only way you must see yourself from this day onwards, from now. This is from Ras Kash. All I learned was together we were safe. We split up. I lost a friend in a foreign land. If I go home alone, it's unacceptable. Brethren, we can't do anything about your friend, and you can't keep on pondering about it. It's sad what happened to your friend, and you're right. If you've learned something from it, brethren, then some benefit has come out of it. Don't be by yourself in foreign lands, man. Stick together. Of course, there's more unity is strength, and there's more strength in numbers. So you're absolutely right, King. There's nothing wrong in what you're saying. Don't beat yourself up about it, though. Learn from it, man. Yeah? Alright, King, we're going to chip out now. What are you saying?
No, I'd just like to say thanks for listening in, and just keep being conscious, and it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Just by the way you breathe, stand and walk, your hands will start to open doors and break down barriers.
Okay, remember what we said. Thank you, jammers, man. Remember what we said about His Majesty at the beginning, and the word sound power, and the importance of matching material and the spiritual. It's important. Don't forget those things, the certain concepts and ideas and we've been developing in this paradigm, and one is believing in this God. Believe in yourself now. We're squashing the God thing, and believe in yourself. That's very important to understand. Go on, bro. Go on.
Trust in yourself, because you have the divine nature that works with nature and the ability to do things, so you don't need to even believe. You just trust and it's going to happen.
That's right. So remember Haile Selassie said that the God is not no outside thing, but it dwells in your heart. Don't forget that. It's right where you stand. It's right where you are, man. It's not even Not even, it's no distance, it's right where you stand. You have all the power you need right where you stand. And that's all I want you to overs, man. Get that and start applying that power through your mind and through your actions. And I know you can do it, man. That's what Selassie is telling them. What we're saying, again, connecting it with Jammer's word sound, is that Rasta's about word sound power. So Jammer's is coming with powerful word sound power, which is here to uplift and enhance ourselves and take us forward. Go on, Jammers.
Also, you can use power sound word because we can feel the power into action and then name it. So it's power. You have the power already. So it's power sound, and then you can
let's
call
say
it.
it's all
Both ways.
Was within, so without, bro, man. So as it goes, the word is the thought, the sound is the expression of the thought, and the power is the vibration that the thought has when it takes effect. So whichever way we look at it, it doesn't move. But you know what, you're right, Bridget, because the first thing is the thought, which is the power. It manifests all the power, you know what I mean, King? So power sound word. Yeah.
And also you have to look at the word. Inside the word is the word order, and also ordinance. And when you order someone, you give them a direction. Dire means when you're in trouble. So make sure you formulate your own words and give yourself a resurrection. You know, make your words be your words. If you're going to use it, make your feelings be generated by you, and then you can become a self-illuminating vehicle.
Okay, so I want to give thanks to Jammers anyway. I'm going to see you on Sunday, bro.
Yeah,
we're going to be at the event. Hopefully you'll be
Sunday.
there too.
See everybody on Sunday. Let's enhance and resurrect ourselves, and we'll be there on Sunday. The books will be there on Sunday. If you can't get there on Sunday, you can get the books. We're already giving out the number, which once again is 07497069702. The next revolution of the revolution is a revolution. The next revolution is the revolution of the mind. Don't get left behind.
Okay, Renaissance, revolution, rehabilitation of African people every single time. I hope you enjoyed the show. I certainly did. Big up Jammers, special guest. So we're going to leave on this note because, as I said, it was Haile Selassie's birth strong on Sunday. So we just want to give thanks for His Majesty and His positive word sound and His inspiration and His example, which showed African people that there was a new paradigm happening, that the Eurocentric world are going to bow down to the African world, because the 72 leaders that came, many of them were from Europe, and they all bowed down to the African king. And this was a symbol that was a change coming for African people. A new wave is coming, and as long as you recognize you're part of the wave, it's going to come. Recognize yourself, know thyself, love thyself, have confidence in yourself. All right. On that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. My name is Ras Minty. This is the Rise to the Occasion show on Conscious Radio every Tuesday from 8 till 10 or later on even. Rastafari.